This episode of the School Zone podcast is brought to you by School Spirit Vending. School Spirit Vending, hassle-free year-round fundraising for your school. We do all the work, you cash the check. Hello, School Zone listeners. This is Matt coming at you. I am here with Val Shaw. Val's one of the co-founders of DrumFit. I'm really excited to have you on the show, Val. I know we had some technical difficulties here earlier today. Thank you for your patience. I think we've worked through those. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience?
Well, hello. My name is Val, and I am a co-founder of DrumFit. I've been at this almost 9 years now. And it actually is a dream of mine. It has worked out amazingly well. So I have to say it wasn't planned, but I think the stars are all aligned, and I think we have a great thing going. So to say it is a passion. Do what you love what you do. It was our motto, or is our motto still. So.
Awesome, Val. So give us a little background. You've been doing this for about 9 years. What did you do previously? What kind of puts you in a unique position to get the company started and be where you are today?
What's funny is that, since university, I've been trying to find what it is that I love. Where is my passion? I love working with kids. I love fitness. I want to make a difference in the lives of children. So went away with a friend of mine to an adventure spa in Utah, and we came upon an idea. And we looked at each other. Her background was teaching. Mine was in fitness. And we said, kids would love something like this. So we came home and we made up some stuff. We purchased some fitness balls. We made some stands up on the fly. We purchased some drumsticks, and we went out to some schools, local schools. And I practiced some routines in my bedroom, and they loved it. So from there on, we kept getting asked to come to schools, and we just kept going. We loved it so much, and still do. But then we got asked to present at some conferences, share our stories, share what we were doing, and teachers loved it, adults loved it. So we designed some certification courses, and we had people in the community delivering the program, and it just has snowballed from there. So it wasn't anything that I went out and said, I'm going to build a business doing this. It's just happened. It's combined everything that I love to do, and seeing the look on the kids' faces and seeing how happy they are. I could cry. Seeing how happy they are when they do it, it's just so rewarding. It's phenomenal. It really is. So I am living my dream.
That's awesome. So do you have any fitness background or any musical background at all? I mean, how did all this come together?
Took guitar lessons when I was a kid, and fitness, I've always been interested in fitness. So I'm a personal trainer, I'm a Pilates instructor, I've taught fitness classes, so I have done a lot of that in the past, and my own personal fitness goals. So, we're very active as a family too, and that is just my lifestyle, but to bring that to schools and to bring that to children in such a fun way. It's, exercise doesn't have to be grueling. It doesn't have to be difficult. So this whole idea of going into schools and getting kids moving and having fun at the same time, we just realized that kids, and we see it, and my business partner at the time, being a teacher, would see kids are overstressed these days. They're overscheduled. They're anxious. So what's going on in society that our kids and adults, parents, are just not having fun? Our kids are not allowed to be kids. I'm not saying that as very definite, but we're seeing that kids aren't playing. The kids don't know how to play. So we read some books, and Soken Lalman's Child's Play was one that sparked our interest, and then John Rady, the book Spark, where he does a lot of research on why kids need to move to think. And that's why bringing something like this into our schools is such a perfect fit, because letting our kids be active and just be kids, letting them be creative, have fun, and just play really does benefit them intellectually and in the classroom. So it is the perfect combination. And I've seen it repeatedly. 9 years of drumming with thousands of kids. And I can't even count on one hand the number of kids who don't love it, and adults. So there's something there.
So I was at the Texas Elementary Principals event.
Yeah.
I have my own company called School Spirit Vending. So we were exhibiting there. We're a fundraising company out of Texas. But anyway, I'll never forget, I was walking through the atrium at the Austin Renaissance Hotel, and your booth, man, had everybody abuzz. And I was like, I've got to stop and see what the heck these ladies are doing.
Absolutely.
So
how can you not, with the music playing?
I mean, it was incredible. It was incredible. And I know here in Texas and a lot of our schools today, they don't even have PE anymore. They're oftentimes cutting back even on the kids' time to go out and play outside in the interest of doing more and more educating, I guess, in the classroom. And I just know for me, growing up, I needed some time just to blow off steam, to reset my mind.
As adults, we feel that way. And our kids, and we are not designed as human beings to sit at a desk or sit in a chair for 8 hours a day. And we're expecting our students, our kids, to do that without any kind of physical outlet. So taking away phys ed, in my mind, is a very big mistake. In the research that we've done, and in just my own personal views when we're out there drumming, it's so obvious that we can't take that away. Kids need that outlet. They need it so badly. And even if it's not kids who are maybe on the spectrum or who have, or maybe being labeled ADHD or ADD, and any child needs to play. It's part of growing up. It's how we learn. It's how we are. It's who we are.
Right. Well, I know when I was growing up, I don't know what it was like for you, but of course we didn't have computers and all that stuff at the time. And so, on a weekend or on a summer day, it would get light out. I'd have breakfast and mom and dad would say, okay, be home by dinner time,
That's right. Where you go.
And we literally played. I had a group of 3 or 4 friends around the neighborhood. Mom and dad knew that I would be at one of their homes. We had a Catholic church with a huge parking lot a block from my house that had a baseball diamond that was painted on the pavement. And a group of us would meet literally every day of the summer to play baseball with tennis balls because we didn't want to break any windows, But that's what life used to be like. And today I see kids sitting in front of the computer, sitting in front of a tablet. Seems to me a program like yours is even more important today than ever before.
And I think that's why we see the kids responding so well, is because they aren't getting that same amount of activity at home. And same with myself. I grew up on a farm. We had 2 stations, so we didn't watch TV. We were playing constantly. And I think just having that experience myself, I feel like our kids today are missing out on so much. So yes, like you said, with our video games and the computers and TVs, our kids aren't, it's not that they're not given the chance, but they're maybe not forced, or maybe it's not as important today like it should be. So being able to bring that into the school setting where our kids are there, that is their job. They're going to school. But if we can incorporate that into their lessons, so with DrumFit not only being a fun phys ed program, we now also link it to the curriculum. So there are lots of ways that teachers can use the DrumFit equipment to teach lessons. So in a lot of workshops that we do and teacher seminars that we are speaking at, we talk about using the equipment as a tool to teach lessons and get kids moving in a more tactile way of teaching. And kids love it. And we do different exercises that I will drum out some different rhythms without any words, and then see if anybody can repeat those rhythms to me after doing 2 or 3 different ones. And it's very difficult to remember. Then we do the same thing again and add in some words, a little jingles, a little song, And they can remember 3 or 4 of them because we put something fun to that activity. So just showing that, use that in your math lesson or in your French lesson or English or Spanish or whatever it is that you're teaching. So we've had schools come up with lots of different lessons and ways to teach drama and dance and math and geography. All of those things. It makes it fun for the kids to learn. Now they're liking it and they're moving at the same time.
So who's an ideal school for you guys? Who's an ideal candidate to bring your program in? And how does that work? Is it like maybe a once a month thing that they tie into their normal PE curriculum, or is this a program where they're doing for a semester? I mean, how does that typically work?
You know what? We've seen it all. So it kind of depends on the school, on the size of the school. So depending how much room they have to keep a set of fitness balls blowing up and whether they want to keep them out or stored. So some schools, because they might be smaller, they don't have the space. So they maybe will blow them up and keep them blown up for about, maybe a month at a time or a week or 2 at a time. And then maybe classes will rotate through the gym and use them that way. I know we have a school that they have an extra classroom, so they will leave them set up all of the time. And then classes can come in and use them in whatever way they want to, right? Not just for phys ed. I would say we've drummed with 2-year-olds all the way up to 96-year-olds. So anybody can do it. That is the great thing about DrumFit, is it's adaptable to any age and any ability. But when it comes to schools, I would say probably maybe a K to grade 8 school is ideal. We have lots of high schools who have the equipment, and then it becomes, I would say, more of a phys ed program when we get into the older grades, because we're going to incorporate more cardio and boot camp type activities. So when you're working with an elementary school, that is where I do feel too that it's super important to incorporate this type of lifestyle into their daily routines when they're younger. So when they are older, it is now ingrained in them that this is important and this is what I love to do, and I feel really good when I'm exercising, and it helps me learn. It helps me think and learn. So. And also, I guess I didn't mention too with DrumFit, we incorporate brain exercises. So not only are they working their physical body, but they're working their mind as well. So we do lots of crossovers and lots of polyrhythms and hand-eye coordination and fine motor skills, activities, and lots of activities for the brain. So going back to your original question, I would say probably an elementary school is ideal because they love it. They are sponges. They just will take it all in, and they can come up with, and they're super creative. They will come up with some stuff on their own. If you wanted them to do a drama or a dance, get a mark that way, let them come up with their own routines. You'd be amazed. The boys are in there. They are loving it. Of course, the girls do. They're the ones who are dancey and love to come up with different routines. It's really, I can't say that it's for one group over another or one gender over another. We have the special needs, and the great thing too is if you have any special needs students, adaptive PE in the classes, they're right alongside.
Val, I'm going to hold you up there for a minute so we can take a short break for our sponsor. Are you an educator, administrator, or school volunteer looking for a simpler way to raise money for your school? Let School Spirit Vending put their hassle-free year-round fundraising program to work for you. School Spirit Vending. We do all the work. You cash the check. Go to schoolspiritvending.com/school zone for all the details. Okay, we're back. So if I'm a school that hears this or hears of you, what's the process to get started? What do I need to get started? Are there any costs involved? How does all that work?
So typically I would say we deal directly with the school. Sometimes we deal with the school board, so it depends on how everything works for them. But schools can contact us. We have everything put together in a kit that they need to get started. So everything from the container to store, all of the balls, the stands, the sticks. We have a manual there with lesson plans and ideas. We have a training DVD so the entire staff can have an idea of what's going on with DrumFit. They can learn from that. And we also have an online forum where we're always posting curriculum-based ideas, lesson plans. We have new choreographed songs and ideas. We have our own music they can download. So we have everything packaged together to make it super easy and accessible for the schools to get started. So really it's just contacting us at DrumFit and we can get them set up. We can get it shipped out pretty fast, and we're always here to answer questions. We're happy to help. We really just want to see our kids moving and having fun.
So how many schools would you say you guys are working with right now? Do you have any idea?
Oh, wow. I'd have to look. As far as numbers go, I don't know. There's thousands. I can't really give you a number. There's a lot. There's a lot, and it is continually growing.
That's a good challenge to have.
It is a great challenge. I should look that up. I will do that after the call. I should know that off the top of my head, but you know what? I don't.
So do you have any before and after success kind of stories that you might be able to share with our audience? Maybe something that, your program really made an impact that you learned about after the fact, or something along those lines?
Oh, I have so many stories, but I guess ones that stick out in my mind. We went to a school, and we can drum. Sometimes if we go into school, we can drum with up to 400 students in a day. So we have the students rotate through in groups of up to 60. This one school had we had 3 grade 3 classes were coming in at one time. And all day, the teachers were telling us that this class was full of behavior students, and we should really be careful, and if we needed to stop the class and dismiss them, that we could. So they had a lot of assistants coming in. They came in, and that class was the best class of the day. They were so engaged. Nobody stepped out of line. They had so much fun. And the teachers were in awe because they couldn't believe that these students responded the way they did. So I have a number of stories. I have seen hundreds of stories like that. But this one in particular just struck me because so many of them had already kind of been labeled. And we saw nothing like that. So, we've had a story too where one of the students, an older student, was on suicide watch, and she started doing DrumFit. And she was actually then going out and looking for music to bring back to the class so that she could help out. and she loved it so much. And it really just brightened her day, and it turned her around, which those stories to me are why I do what I do.
Very cool. So what's the future for DrumFit, Val? What kind of goals do you guys have in the next 2 to 5 years? What's on the horizon?
Well, of course, we want to continue to bring the program to schools, to students. We are planning to do a home DVD because we have a number of parents and students wanting to do it at home. So we're hoping to have something like that launched soon. And it would be great to see DrumFit part of the curriculum. I think because it is such a perfect fit for both the students and the teachers, and it lends itself beautifully to being a teaching tool that I would say a majority of the kids respond to. So I think that having DrumFit in the school could really benefit our students, and I would love to see it. I would love to see DrumFit in schools across the country. And that is what we're working towards.
Are there any last parting words or thoughts you might want to share with our audience? I really appreciate your time, Val, especially in light of the issues that we had earlier. I'm grateful for you being here, and I'm excited about the audience learning more about your business and what you guys are doing. Any last words?
Well, I want to thank you for inviting me to talk to you and to all of the teachers out there. And I apologize for the few tears. It just really warms my heart to talk about it and to share it. And I know I have a lot in my mind that I could share, and I'm sure I'll get off of this call and wish that I had have said certain things, but we are extremely approachable, so email or call us anytime. But I do hope that the students and all of the teachers listening out there in the schools do get a chance to experience DrumFit, because it is have to say it's a phenomenal program to watch your classes drum on a fitness ball, listen to fun music, and just move and be kids is pretty fantastic. So I hope that lots of students get to experience it.
So what's a good phone number, email, and what's the URL again for DrumFit?
So we do have a toll-free number, which is 877-322-3389. And you can always reach us at info@drum.fit. And our URL is just drum.fit.
So it's not drumfit.com, it's drum.fit.
Drum.fit.
Awesome.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of folks we're still getting used to these new URLs where they don't have a .com or a .net behind them. So outstanding.
Yes, I think if you use .org might still work, but you .fit, and we have a brand new website coming out October 1st. So looking forward to launching that as well. Lots of fun stuff on the horizon.
Great. Well, thank you for your time, Val, and you have a great rest of the week.
Wonderful. Thanks, Matt. Great chatting with you.